Welcome back, dear viewers. And now we start with our first segment for today, which is the social media platform in the Arab world, and to what extent it is impacting our religious life and thoughts. We are joined today by Mr. Ibrahim Al-Azhary. He is a scholar in Al-Azhar University. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, Ibrahim. Very nice to have you with us on Nile Cruise. As you know very well, Ibrahim, digital platforms have markedly impacted the social life of Muslims, including their religious practices, perhaps preaching, the issuing of fatwas, receiving fatwas, and so on. One of the most popular social media platforms is Facebook. How do you see this effect? We know it's such a big topic, but it is the topic of the hour. Generally speaking, how do you see the advantages and disadvantages of social media on the social life of Muslims in today's world?
Yes, first of all, let me begin by praising Allah the Almighty, the Lord of the world,
Yes.
the creator of everything. And I send peace and blessings upon the Prophet Muhammad. May the best peace and blessings be upon him, the last and final prophet and messenger from Allah the Almighty to all human beings, to guide them to the straight path. Yes, actually, as you said now, Facebook is the most popular, maybe, social media platform. And as we all know, social media and internet in general is like an open world, okay? It has both positive, content and negative content. Anyone can write on Facebook or other platforms, can search for anything, but the point is, how can I reach the information that I need, and how can I make sure that this information that I'm receiving or I'm searching for is authentic? This is the problem. In the past, it was difficult to find specific information. We had to search more and more in libraries, in books, and so on and so forth, to find maybe just one sentence. But today, the matter is so different.
In the past, early Muslims used to travel to find a certain scholar, even
Yes.
miles and miles away, just to get the right fatwa.
To get just fatwa or 1 point or something like this. Today, we are in a total opposite situation. It's very easy to get information, but the most difficult thing right now is to verify this,
The authenticity.
The authenticity of this information. This is the point that we have to put it in our shoulders. And if we link this topic that we are talking about to the youth needs our help to guide them, to direct them how to get information. Not only that, but to verify and to know the authentication of what they are searching for. So many things we have to be aware of regarding this, but when it comes to the matter of religion, the matter becomes more serious and more important.
Right.
And I remember a very famous statement of a very famous scholar. He lived in the early generations of Islam. He's called Ibn Sirin. Ibn Sirin is a popular scholar in Islam. He lived in the early generations of Islam. He said a very important statement. We have to memorize it and we have to teach it to all our generations, the future generations. He says, إن هذا العلم دين فانظروا عمن تأخذوا دينكم. Meaning that the matter of religion is the religion of Allah the Almighty, the matter of faith in our hearts. So before you take or seek any information, be aware from whom you take your religion. So when it comes to religion, we have to be more serious. We have to be keen from whom we take our religion. Very, very important.
Mr. Ashur, you mentioned the word authenticity more than once. I think it is a very key word. So do we have authentic websites for such a huge Islamic institution as Al-Azhar, for instance, or other major leading Islamic institutions, say in Saudi Arabia or other big Islamic nations, and so people can go and visit these sites?
Yes, of course. As you just mentioned, Al-Azhar is considered to be one of the most prestigious Islamic institutions all over the world. It's located in Egypt, of course, but it has branches all over the world, across the globe. Al-Azhar receives every year, hundreds of, and thousands of students from all over the world to teach them and to educate them about the moderate and correct teachings of Islam, to be ambassadors in the future, ambassadors of Al-Azhar, ambassadors of Islam, and spread the moderate message of Islam all over the world. Not only that, but nowadays, as any organization all over the world, any organization wants to reach to each and every one all over the world, it has to have social media platforms, different platforms. Al-Azhar, of course, one of them. It wants to be successful, and it wants to reach all people around the globe to deliver to them the message of Islam in the peaceful and correct way, as the Prophet, peace be upon him, did. So Al-Azhar, over 4 years ago, he launched a website, and it's not only website, it's an entity, it's a whole entity. It's located beside Mashayikha here in Cairo, and it has a website and Facebook page. It's called Al-Azhar Observatory for Combating Extremism. This entity, it has a physical entity there in Cairo, and also it has different social media platforms. And these platforms are translated into 12 languages all over the world. You can go, any one of our viewers can go and visit all these platforms in any language he or she wants, and know more about Islam, educate himself about Islam. And if he has any misconception, any fallacy, anything, wants to learn about Islam and wants to refute any misconception in his mind about Islam, let him visit these platforms and learn about Islam and about misconceptions.
Can they text or email or send messages to ask for questions?
Yes, of course, you can communicate with them. It's www.azhar.ag. And from this website, main website, you can go for any branches of Al-Azhar organization in different languages. So you can ask, you can communicate with them, you can ask any question, they will reply to you, of course.
So, Mr. Ibrahim, what are the issues that attract youth today, religious issues?
Yes, this is of course a general question, and I think it's different from one country to another one, one society to another one.
Yes.
But in general, we have the most important thing we have to focus on regarding our youth is to educate them, to build them up in a very best way. Because if we leave our youth living this life according to their desire, their power, their wish, they will take maybe other directions, opposite directions. But the most important thing is to direct them how they should think in this life. And regarding the social media, as we all know, most of the time youth are using social media. And the most important thing, how to direct them regarding using social media or internet in general. This is our responsibility as parents, as teachers, as society. We have to teach them, first of all, the status of time. Time is life, and as one of the scholars of Islam says, you are not but a few days or some days, and if a day passes, a part of you is gone. Okay,
yes.
So we have to consider time as a part of each time, or each day as a part of our life. This is the first thing. The second thing, we have each and every one and each and every organization should take and give its responsibility. Like Al-Azhar should teach people, to teach all people, to educate them about Islam. Family also should follow up with their family members and to check whether they are using social media in a proper way or not. Also, we have to educate them about the benefits that they can get from the internet.
Yes.
Not for entertainment and that's it, but you can find jobs. You can work through the internet and get money and make money through the internet. You can making follow-up about the incidents and events around you. You can also download books and read. You can take also courses in different fields and disciplines, and also be certified. So a huge benefit we can get from internet, but we have to be warned against the harms of the internet and take the benefit of it,
Yes.
of course.
So, Mr.
Yes.
Ashur, yes, Shini.
Actually, we are running out of time, Mohammed.
Okay.
We'd like to thank you.
I had one little question.
Okay.
That and a brief answer, please,
Okay.
Mr. Ashur. I know it's difficult, but how can we protect our youth from the sometimes extremist content that we find on social media?
Yes.
Because it's there. Some people are just out there to ruin. So
Yeah.
how can we protect our youth from that?
If we look at the terrorist groups, the most important group that they are focusing on is youth, of course. Why? Because youth, the main focus for youth is to complete their education and to find job and so on and so forth. They do not think much about the religious education, the religious knowledge, and this makes them receive any information without any verifying.
Yes.
So first of all, we have to educate them about the religious side.
Yes.
If they have good knowledge about Islam, good knowledge about the authentic information about Islam, if they receive any false information from the terror group, they will verify, they will judge that this is false. So they will reject any false information about Islam. So first of all, we have to educate them about Islam to prevent them from going anywhere
I'd
other
like to
than
thank
the
you,
correct way of Islam.
Mr. Ibrahim Azhary, scholar at the Azhary University. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
It's a great pleasure.
Thank you.
And dear viewers, a short break and we'll be back with our second segment for today. So stay tuned.